My name is Thomas Marcum, and for nearly 30 years I've been on a relentless quest to uncover some of the mysteries of our world. From the elusive Bigfoot to mysterious UFOs and the eerie realms of the paranormal, my journey has been one of adventure, discovery, and excitement. Join me as I delve into the outdoors and the unknown, fueled by curiosity and a passion for the extraordinary. This is not just research, it's a thrilling adventure of our world and the unexplained, and I enjoy every moment of it. My day started early as I traveled across rugged landscapes on my way to a beautiful location tucked away in the mountains of Kentucky. I was heading to a place called Cranks Creek Lake. I often explore this area as it is rather remote and home to some unusual reports. Once there, I intended to fly my drone and do a little hiking before traveling to another area. Cranks Creek Lake is also known as Herb Smith Lake. It is a 219-acre reservoir located in Harlan County, Kentucky. The lake was created in 1963 and is home to various species of fish, including rainbow trout, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, bluegill, and channel catfish, just to name a few. Cranks Creek Lake is not only a reservoir, but also a place where history, nature, and outdoor activities converge. Its unique features make it a hidden gem in the heart of Kentucky's Appalachian region. While it is a beautiful area, it also holds an air of mystery. It is the home of several Bigfoot and UFO sighting reports. Cranks Creek Lake is a beautiful area, and I'll be coming back often. But right now, I gotta go to another location, see if I can find some Bigfoot evidence. Alright guys, we're at our second stop of the day. I'm glad we got a pretty early start. It's starting to get warm already. What we're doing in here, this is it's a very hot spot for Bigfoot. There has been for years. The last few years it's sort of slacked off a little bit. So what we're doing today, we're going to change some game cams out. I've had game cams in here most of the year. I'm going to put up actually an extra game cam, which will be going to make 3 game cams in this area. And of course we're going to scout around a little bit. It's been a few months that I've been in here. I've only been in here about 2 or 3 times this year. I was trying to let the game cams do their job and just see what we can catch. But today we're going to change the game cams and we are going to look for some Bigfoot evidence. All right guys, I have arrived at game cam number 1. We're going to take this backpack off and get the game cam out and switch them out. It is still active. I seen that the light came on it when I started approaching it, so that's good that the batteries are not dead and it's maybe not filled up. It's not so good, but I've noticed there seems to be a lot more broken branches and trees and stuff pushed over in here now. Could be the wind, it could be bears, or it could be Bigfoot. I know for 100% fact that there are Bigfoot in this area. And they're not just one Bigfoot. There's several Bigfoot because I found different size tracks. I got the one on game cam from 2013. And we found one super large track. It was like 22, 23 inches. And I found some that was like 10 or 11. I found some that was 13. So I know they're Bigfoot in this area. So I want to take this game cam down and put up the new one right quick. Alright, camera 1 is replaced. Looked like it had about 20 some odd pictures on it. But it only takes one to really give you something to think about. But I'm going to head on to camera 2 and change it out. It's not supposed to rain today, but it's kind of overcast, which has kind of made the temperature get a little bit cooler. So I'm going to go to camera 2, and then I got a third camera I'm going to put somewhere. And as you can see, I'm actually doing some different camera angles this year to try to bring you more of what I'm looking at and what I see and what I'm seeing. But, all right, I'm gonna head on. I gotta look for some tracks, and I gotta look for stick structure. This place has always produced quite a few stick formations and quite a few tracks. So, all right, 10-4. Alright guys, I am here at camera number 2. It is also still working. I've seen that the lights go off on it. As you can see, this little creek has really become pretty much dry. Still a good location because things are still travel up and down it. What happens a lot of times, even after it dries up like this, bear, about any animal, raccoons, probably even Sasquatch, things like that, they'll come and turn these rocks over, and they'll look for bugs, and they'll look for small fish and crayfish and stuff like that. So just because the creek bed is basically dry does not mean that there's still not food source here. So I'm gonna cut this camera off and take the game cam down and put up a different one, and then I'll find a place to put this third camera. Okay, the new game cam is up. The old one I just took down still had full battery power. It had like 25 images or whatever on it, videos. But instead of changing it, leaving it here and not changing it out, I decided to take it because I'll be back in the mountains soon, and I'll just replant this game cam somewhere else. I'm gonna find a place for this other camera, and I'm going to explore a little bit. I'm taking you with me. Come on. Next to the creek, I have found a very potential tree break. There's really no reason for this to be just pushed over like this. Could have been done by something else, but you see there's nothing that's hit it. I'm actually going to look around in here and see if I can find some tracks. I found some deer tracks and some old possible bear tracks, but this is rather interesting. Alright, I'm going to look around some. Okay guys, I was just checking out this little area here, and I seen two places right over there that I thought looked like possible old tracks. Well, here's another one right here. It's very hard to see. That'd be the outline of it, but it would be right in line with these. And while I was here, I did a couple whoops, and I got some noise up in here. I have no idea what it is, but I am going to keep the camera rolling, and I'm going to continue up this little stream a little ways and see if we can find anything. Ouch. Them holly bushes sort of sticky. Let's see if we can get another whoop in here. Maybe we get some kind of movement again. Whoop! Man, I did that while ago, and there's all kinds of movement right here above me. Just what did it, I have no idea. Like a little movement back over that way. I wonder if we done a tree knock, could it help anything? Got me a big waterlogged. I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'm gonna stay here just for a little while. Then I'm gonna start making my way back toward my truck. All right, guys, the third camera is up. This is the area I've not actually explored in several years on this particular side. I have found tracks here. There was a sighting, and I was able to track the Bigfoot. This is several years ago over into this particular area. I've never set a game cam up on this side. I found some push pins where Bigfoot would take a stick and jab it in the ground. I found that on this side, and as I was in here today, I found some very possible Bigfoot impressions where it walked. Excuse me, there was heavy pine needles, so you couldn't see the no definition. But I got a game cam set up here now, and I'll leave here for a few months, and we'll come back and check it. So I'm gonna make my way back to the truck. I got another iron or two to run today, but I mean, I've not found as much stuff today as I was hoping for, but I still haven't looked at the game cam, so there may be something on it that's phenomenal. Who knows? But at least I've got out, I've got started, and we've set up some cameras for later on, and just you got to get out and look. You got to get out and try. Every day it's not going to be successful. It's like with anything that you do, you're not successful every time. Sometimes you fail. Sometimes you drop the pass. You miss the shot or something. So, but overall today's been good. I found a couple possible tree breaks, several possible old impressions. We've got our game cams out, and our other game cams put back up to check. So we're going to head back toward the truck, which is not very far now, and maybe, who knows, the way we drive, the mountain we got to cross, there's nothing there. It's an excellent place for Bigfoot. So you never know. I keep a camera running in my truck, so we'll see. All right, thanks. After returning home, I wanted to see what was on the game cameras. The cameras had been out from July the 13th until the end of September. Most videos seemed pretty normal. A video of some birds, a video of a raccoon, but one video that might seem pretty normal at first turned out to be nothing short of amazing. In the video, we see a black bear walking in the forest. The bear is alerted by something, and the bear runs off. But what could have startled the bear? This particular game camera also records sounds. This is where we discover what really frightened the bear. You can hear a series of wood knocks. The first few knocks gets the bear's attention, and then it runs off. If you will notice, the bear stops near the top of the frame. This is when another series of knocks ring out and puts the bear back on the move. What is important to note is that this was captured at 6:28 a.m. on July the 14th. Some may assume this is gunfire, but you can hear a distinct wood-on-wood sound. There is also no hunting season in at this time of the year. Another important part is how the knocks start again after the bear stops. This scenario plays out as if whatever is making the wood knocks is doing so to run the bear off. The wood knocks are strong and loud, and we don't hear any human vocals telling the bear to leave the area. I would have to think this is a Bigfoot who wanted the bear out of the area and used tree knocks to make it move on. It's a new day and a new adventure. Today we travel to Pine Mountain State Park to explore some of the hiking trails and attractions. Pine Mountain State Park is also home to several Bigfoot reports and other unusual discoveries. Hey guys, we are in Pine Mountain State Park today. We're doing something a little bit different. The Pine Mountain State Park has, I found numerous Bigfoot sign on here, but today we're going to some of the attractions and we're going to share it with you. Pineville, Kentucky is a very historic location. It is one of the oldest settlements in Kentucky and was originally established under the name Cumberland Ford in 1781. It is also known for the Narrows, which was a key passage on the Wilderness Road that led early settlers from the east into Kentucky. Pineville is also home to the Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival, which began in 1931 and continues even to this day. Pine Mountain State Park was opened in 1924 as Kentucky's first state park. The park contains an old-growth forest of hemlock, poplar, and white oak, many of which are 200 to 300 years old. It also has significant archaeological sites, one of which is a large sandstone shelter known as the Rock Hotel. One of the most popular attractions in Pineville, Kentucky is a location called Chain Rock. It is located within the Pine Mountain State Park. It is our first destination on our visit to the park. As we made our way down the trail to Chain Rock, I make a slight detour and check out a rock formation and do a little off-trail exploring. Then it's back on the trail to continue our journey to the Chain Rock. We've made it to the last little bit of the trail just before you get to the actual Chain Rock. Our next goal is to go up and around this way and across the rock, which takes us to Chain Rock. Part of the trail is pretty rocky and dangerous, so good footwear is a must. Alright, we're going to go on around. Okay, we have arrived at Chain Rock. And there's a little bit of the, I guess you call it the official story. We know the unofficial story, which hopefully I'll share before the video is over. There's the chain. And we're gonna go over this way to the left and check out some more stuff. Anytime you come to a national park or area where you know there are venomous snakes, you gotta always be careful under these ledges. The snakes will get up under the rocks, up under the edges, and they'll be laying there and get you if you're not careful. I think it was about 3 years ago we actually had a person bit by a copperhead up here at Pine Mountain State Park. The view from on top of Chain Rock. Actually, I'm actually above Chain Rock just slightly. And you are looking at Pineville, Kentucky right now. You go across the bridge, up there's the baseball field, softball field. As you can see, it's a beautiful view. That's the Highway 119 road. Cumberland River. That's the road going to Middleborough and Tennessee. Go through the tunnel. Actually, I can tell you this, that if you see this ridge line over there, there's actually a cave system right there that I know runs all the way from there all the way up to almost the Harlan County line. I know several people that's been in it. I know some people that got lost in it one time. And I had to actually dug out some other area, some other way. Found just a little place where air was coming through and dug out. Of course, the official story for the chain is that it was placed in this rock to protect the town of Pineville. And I guess in case of earthquake or whatever, that if the rock was to fall, the chain would hold it and the little town would be saved. But the unofficial story was that Mr. Asher actually brought it up here originally for a joke, and it kind of caught on, and the Boy Scouts got involved and things like that, and it turned into a nice tourist attraction. But there's always a little breeze up here. Another interesting little story about this general area is that there were some bones found by a hunter. You may have heard me tell this story before, where the bones were taken to Dr. Golden out at the Pineville Hospital, which is just around the curve here. The bones were found right over in this general area, about where that rock and stuff is, down around in that area. And they was able to assemble 4 or 5 skeletons, but they had no head. The bones were sent to Smithsonian, where the claim was that the skeletons that were almost complete were split up and one bone put one place, one another, which really doesn't hold water. But that's just one of the interesting little stories about this general area. So yeah, it's something to see if you've never been here. It's about a mile hike down to Chain Rock, and then it's like the mile back up is what gets you, because it's uphill all the way. But me and my wife's going to enjoy this just for a little bit, and then we're going to start heading back. Alright guys, we had to stop and take a break. The uphill will really kind of wear you down. We're sweating pretty hard. It's starting to get a little hotter, but the uphill, you can definitely feel it if you've not been out a whole lot this year. So they have got benches along the way that you can stop and rest, and don't be ashamed to stop and rest, because I'd rather have you to rest and then have to rescue you from a heart attack. But yeah, it's you can feel the burn. It's a good workout. All right guys, we have completed the hike out to Chain Rock and back. The uphill, whew, it'll get you. But we're gonna go to a couple more places and maybe film them for you guys. So stay tuned. Okay guys, we are hitting another trail. We're going to actually do the Greenway Trail, right? We've never did it before, so we're going to go explore it a little bit. Okay guys, we made it to the end of the Greenway Trail, and it actually comes down and splits into where you can go to Honeymoon Falls, which we've been to, or out the Ridge Runner Trail. So we're going to decide to go back toward the car and hit a different trail. This is a very short trail. I mean, you can actually loop down and around, but it's a long way. There's an easier way to get to Honeymoon Falls. There's several different breaks where you can get into it. But all right, we're going to head back. All right, guys, we took another little trail. It actually was unmarked, and it comes out to this little fish pond. The reason some of the trails are unmarked is that the park is updating their signs and putting new signs in. Look, I see an old sign maybe down there. I can see what it is, but this is a little pond that you can actually fish in. You're not allowed to keep any of the fish. It's strictly a catch and release. But we have never hiked this little area neither. It's a little short. I want a frog. Frog jumped and you dropped your phone. But yeah, it's we'd actually never hiked this little area before neither. I hear some big frogs. Well, I got a worm. I got one of them inchworm deals on me. Get off on me, buddy. Looks like there've been quite a few people come through here and fish or something. Robert swallowed out on the banks. Nice little quiet area. Well, there's the sign. It don't really tell us what the name of this little trail is that comes in on the pond, but evidently the CCC Quarry Trail goes that way. It doesn't look like it's traveled very much. And this appears to be an old water tank structure where they would kept water at some point. There's a big tank in there. Who knows what else? See anything else? Oh wow. Oh well, I've always wanted to come to this little pond anyway, so we did it. Yep, we made it anyway. I wonder if it tells us out that way what it actually is. Okay, we have found out there is some fish in this pond. I just threw a little piece of wood in, and a big bluegill come up and got it. Let's see if we can even do it again. Yep. You got it. You got the piece of wood, you see that? You let it back loose. Let's throw another one in and see if he'll come and get it. Oh, that one, there he is, there's another one. Let's see. No, we tricked him a time or two and that's about it. Now he knows it's wood. There he is, watch it. There's a little bass there. That's two bass. That's funny. Hear that? I guess that's a dog or something howling way back there. Did you hear it? Mm-hmm. This is a nice little trail. It's big and wide too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Goes right along the, I guess that's a little Clear Creek, right? The Clear Creek. Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah, I like the car. Somebody walks down through there a trail for something. I wonder if it just goes down to the creek. No, it loops back around. This is a little short hike, but still. Evidently. Let's check out this other side. That's a good hole of water right up there, look. As we were walking the trail, we found these rock stacks, which we think that Bigfoot also does rock stacks, but most of the time the ones you see posted are done by hikers and people like me who get out and do stuff like this. It's kind of interesting. Nice creek over there. Still quite a bit of walking ahead of us if we want to do it. Hey guys, we found this. Actually, this would be, I just seen a snake or something go right in there. I sure did. This would have been an old railroad tunnel that most likely was done with dynamite and by hand. And we're going to walk through it. And you can see there's the old railroad trestle over the creek, and they've got a little pathway. So we're going to walk through it, and I'm just going to leave the video on and let's see what we get. But yeah, there's a snake went right in there, Robert. That's awful moist for a snake, but it sure did. It went right back in there. Wow. If you look at the top of that roof, you can see where there's the black is where they've had a fire, or maybe even where the train came through and the smoke billowed up against the roof, and it made it black. Wow. This is totally cool. Is that bones? No, it's just rock. Wow. It's awesome. Wow, that's cool. Very cool. They put these here rocks here to keep where the water drips off so it don't make a hole. That's awesome, dude. Choo choo. Okay guys, that concludes our adventure into the Pine Mountain State Park. So I think what we'll do now, it's getting probably around 1:30. I think we'll go get us a little something to eat and call it a day. You guys be good. It's another day and another adventure. Today I'm returning to one of my Bigfoot areas to pick up some game cameras and to try a few experiments. I am returning to an area where I've had great success over the years. I'm picking up some game cameras that's been out probably close to 2 months, maybe longer. So I'm going to put on my gear, and one of the cameras is pretty close to where I'm parked. I'm going to get hit first, and then I will hike to the other areas. Okay guys, I am at the first game camera. Don't look like it's firing, so that means it's probably, battery's probably dead on it. So I'm going to raffle off this backpack and take the camera down and put it in the backpack. Okay, that game cam's in the back, in the backpack. It only had like eight videos on it, which probably a couple of them is me. So, and who knows what else what else might have set them off. So, but only 8 on it, so that's not good for me. I wish there'd been more, but all it takes is one good one of what we're looking for, and or even anything that's unusual. I would like to catch a panther, a cougar on game cam, because I know we have them here. I've seen them, and I've seen tracks, but not caught one on game cam. So I'm gonna go hike to the next area, and maybe we'll have better success there. Okay guys, I'm getting close to where the game cam is, but I always come in here and check this little area. it's always damp and moist right in here. I have found tracks here in days gone by. In fact, I've had many really good experiences in here over the years looking for Bigfoot evidence. Everything from speech to vocals to wood knocks, tree structures, even the game cam picture came from here. So I've had many good things happen while I'm in here, and I'm hoping even more things will continue to happen. Okay guys, the second game cam is in the backpack. It don't really display how many images you have. It's a new game cam that I've been using, I just started using. So I don't know a whole lot about it as far as what kind of quality it's going to do. So, but I'll know when I get back home. But alright, on to the next game cam. Okay guys, the last game camera is in the backpack. If I'm not mistaken, it has 38 videos on it, which is a lot for this area, because I set one here before and it only had like, I don't know, 4 or 5. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know what might set it off, maybe the wind or a tree moving or something, but I'm going to explore a little bit, and then I got something I'm going to do. I'm here to tell you, I got some gifting I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do in this area. I'm pulling out all my game cameras. I'm going to leave them out for a while. I'm just going to go to gifting and using a camera, GoPros and things like that, and see if I can get their trust. The thing about this time of year is the leaves start coming down, and I feel like they pull back farther into the mountains. Without a doubt, food will get more scarce. So if I can maybe do some gifting and give them some food, maybe I can gain some trust with them, and maybe get to get a picture or more tracks or more vocals or record something. But right now I'm going to explore around just a little bit and see what I can find. And then when it comes time to put out the gifting materials, I'll cut the camera back on for sure, and show you where I'm gifting at and what I'm leaving. Okay guys, here's my plan. I'm just going to change it up anyways to see what happens. I'm in an area here that I'm going to start gifting. I'm going to turn around and see it's a nice big rock. This bag's got my goodies in it here. And I'm going to start gifting right here. Bigfoot gifting is a fascinating technique used by some researchers to establish a connection with the elusive creature. The idea is to leave objects such as food, trinkets, or other items in areas where Bigfoot sightings have been reported. The hope is that Bigfoot will interact with these objects, providing evidence of its existence, or even fostering a form of communication. Researchers who practice Bigfoot gifting often document their findings in great detail, noting any changes or interaction with the gifted items. This technique is part of a broader effort to gather evidence and understand more about Bigfoot behavior and habitat. Alright guys, there you go. I'll come back and check this in a few days. Maybe I might even wait a week, I don't know. And we'll see, what happens. It's something different for me anyways. I've gifted some, but my ideal is I'm pulling out all my cameras other than the one I pack, and maybe a GoPro. I'm pulling out all the game cameras, and I'm going to try to gain their trust. When I come back, of course, I'll bring more goodies, but I'm going to try that for a while and see how that goes. While we are waiting to return to the gifting area, let's take a look at some of the game cam captures. Nothing unusual was captured this time around, but it is still interesting to see what animals are coming around the area. Before I return to check on the gifting area, I make a stop by one of our many local mountain cemeteries to conduct a little paranormal research. Today we're doing something slightly different. If you can look behind me, you'll see that I'm in a cemetery. Southeastern Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, parts of Tennessee, you've got these cemeteries that are really off the beaten path. I mean, I don't know what that was. Heard a sound. They're way back in the mountains, and some of these cemeteries are well over 100 years old. So what I thought I'd do today, I thought I'd come out here and conduct an EVP session. Another interesting thing about this is this particular graveyard I'm at, which I will not give the exact location, is one that I have found possible Bigfoot stuff surrounding it off in the woods close to it. Of course, we'll check that out as well. But I wanted to come out here and do something a little bit different. I mean, of course, we're going to always Bigfoot. It shouldn't take us too awful long to do what I'm wanting to do today. And I brought a few other gadgets we're going to try and see what we can find and see if we can get any replies. Okay, guys, what we're going to do, I'm going to be using the MK4 Plus. Another thing I like to tell you about these older cemeteries like this is a lot of them have children in them. A lot of them went through the influenza outbreak, and you'll have a lot of these graves you see, or you can probably see a lot of them are kind of small. It's because there were children. When the influenza hit, sometimes it wiped out a whole family. Is there anyone here with us? Is there anyone here with us? Anyone like to come through the box and talk to us? I'm not here to harm you in any way. I'm just want to make communication with you, to hear your story. What's your name? This box is just a communication box. It gives you a way to let your voice be heard. Do you know what year it is? Can you tell us your name? Can you hear me? What year did you die? Do you like it when people come and visit the graves? After not having much luck with the ghost box, I thought I would try the flare. The flare utilizes infrared sensors to detect and visualize heat emitted by objects and environments. This creates a thermal image. The hope is to catch an apparition on thermal imaging. After not having much success at the graveyard, I called it a day and went on home. It was time to go back to the gifting area and check and see if anything had changed from the last time I was there. Okay guys, it's a cold morning. It's in the low 40s, like 42 or 43 degrees. I'm heading into the gifting area. I'm gonna see if anything's been moved or taken, and I brought some more stuff to lay out. So, and I'm gonna look around a little bit for tracks and stuff. Okay guys, I want to show you this. This is something that is also noted Bigfoot behavior. I've found it many times. It's where they stick these sticks into the ground. I don't know why they do it. It's like a push pin marker. And you can see there ain't nothing. It wouldn't have fell from here nowhere and stuck in the ground. That was an unusual whistle. Alright guys, I'm here right at the gifting area. I want to see what's going on here. Okay. Some stuff's gone. Some stuff ain't. Apples are still here. A pack of candy still here. As you can see, the leaves have come down on it. The apples are moved though. Okay, so some stuff was left, which was apples and the candy and the ribbon, but the cookie and the animal cracker, the dog biscuit thing was gone. And who knows what might have got it, but I'm gonna keep trying this. I'm gonna keep trying to put stuff out and see if we can change it up in here and get more activity. So right now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the camera off and I'll get my stuff out of the backpack and lay it back out here. Okay guys, what I did, I left out a cookie and a piece of dog biscuits, another dog biscuit, a little spongy ball, a garden gnome, and I brought another apple and a sucker and some grapes. So we'll see if anything gets it this time. I don't know. At this time of year, the leaves start falling, and it's my opinion that the Bigfoot fall farther back this way. So maybe at night they'll come and get this or something. I don't know. I've not got no trail cams up or anything like that. I'm trying a different approach to gifting. See if it, see if I can get things to change up or get in here again. But right now I'm gonna look just a little bit, and then I'm gonna explore just a little bit, and then I'll see what I want to do from there. But there is everything again. Well, this is new. I don't remember this being in here. It's balanced on top of that, kinda. It's kind of interesting. You can see it hasn't. There's no stump or nothing there where that would be broke off from. And there's no place. All these trees are smaller right here. Maybe it's a natural thing. It was kind of interesting. It's been broke. Pretty neat. The gifting went on for months. During the process, most things being taken could be explained by normal animal behavior. But there were a few things that happened that seemed very unusual and odd. For instance, the orange ball was taken, only to show back up about 2 months later. the orange ball showed back up. Of course, you can see where rodents and stuff is chewed on it now, but there's no way I missed that every time I've been in here. All right, so we're back set up with 2 apples, and we'll put the ball and the gnome back, and the ribbon, of course, is still here. Okay, so I am at the gifting area, and what's significant is, well, of course, the food items are gone, the ball is gone, but the gnome has been moved from there over to here, and it's still setting up. It's not like it was knocked over. It was moved a good almost 2 feet. During the gifting process, I also explored the area and made some other discoveries. Okay, up here in the middle of nowhere, there is a big old track. It's way bigger than my hand, too big for a bear. It's wide as my foot. There's no way a hunter was up in here in this rock gorge. There's no way. No way. Yeah, you can see that, I hope. Look how deep that is, man. It's deep. This is kind of interesting. This is a tree break going up the mountain, but if you can look, most of this other stuff is down the mountain. But this one is up the mountain. If you look, you can imagine something grabbing it right there and breaking it over, because see how the bark's kind of knocked off? See right in there? You think he'd grab it and pop it that way. When you look, all the other stuff is downhill. But this one is uphill, which is funny. Okay guys, I have found another track. And this thing is really huge. Hope it shows through in the video. I'm gonna try to use this stick and show you. Back here's the hill. You see the hill down in there? And they come out here, look here, you can actually see where the toes indented. Look here. Right there's a toe. Right there's where the toe indented. And then it kind of gets messed up. But that is much bigger than my foot. And you can see the push point was way back toward the back. Definitely not a human track. And I don't know when this would have come through here. Now see, I'm very rarely did I ever come this way. I can't recall coming this way in this year, you know, walking this direction. But that is a big track. Now I'm just going to put my foot next to it just a little bit. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, that's probably, you're looking at about a 14-inch track, but what's impressive is right through here. Look how wide that is, man. That's me with a boot on, and that is way wider than my foot. See where those toes hit? Look how they're kind of sprawled out. Okay, I took some pictures of it. Man, it's big. Man, it's big. It's definitely not my track, and I think it's too big to be a human. And there's really three impressions there, but now where it went from there, who knows? We've got a possible new X formation here. Don't recall that being here last time. Also, we had a lot of rain last night, so you can probably hear this small little creek behind me it's up pretty good. And of course, any tracks we find would have to be pretty fresh because it rains so hard. But I mean, that could be wind damage, but it's definitely in the shape of an X, and I have found them in this location before. So what I've got, I'm putting back up the Browning game cam, which also does sound, and I'm going to put an apple out there somewhere. After a few months, I reintroduced the trail cameras to the area. This is where I captured something very unusual that I still cannot explain. Okay, I got it set back up. You can see I brought quite a few apples, or apple tree. Done okay this year, but we're not really canning any this year or anything. So I brought some of the ones that fell off the tree here. I put a couple out on the log, and I got one in the tree. That's that for now, and I'm gonna go over here and change the game camera. As I take down the game camera, you can clearly see the apples in the background. You can also see the date and time on the game camera. I put up a new game camera. The new game camera clearly shows me walking away. It is also important to notice exactly how I left the gifts on the rock. It was now time to explore the area. Okay guys, this is a big Bigfoot track. It's a little hard to see, but look at that. It's been rained on. Look at that. The toes are up there. You see where it broke that stick? And the heel is way back in here. Wow. That is big. I gotta lay something down there for scale. I put my foot beside it, but I don't want to mess nothing up as it sticks there. Okay, I laid my pocket knife in it, which is my pocket knife about the size of a big lighter. That gives you an idea. Can you guys see the toes up here? That'd be the big toe. See this? That would be a left foot of a Bigfoot. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. And that's way too big to be a bear. Way too big. You can see where it barely caught the edge of this, where it's pushed up the mud next to that little log. Wow, looks like it might have hit right in there. See where that rock and stuff is pushed up? It looks like where the next track would have hit. As you can see where them rock are kind of pushed up there. That's totally awesome. Just for comparison, here is my foot next to that track. I've got a size 12 boot on, and you can see how big that track is compared to mine. Very good find today. And actually, if you look out here in the, you can see right in this area, you can tell the ground's been pushed up again, like that's where its next step would be. And what is neat is these are perfectly in a line with each other. This appears to be where the second foot hits. You can see it step right, I would say, in this area, and it pushes that way and pushes this way. See that? Push up this way. That's not done by water. If it was, it'd all been in one direction. So where's the next track? Let's see if we're going from there. So I probably stepped up on this bank somewhere. But man, where? I don't see it up here. Unless that would be hit right there. Unless that could be hit right there. And if it is, he turned direction. All right, that's awesome. Glad to find that today. On 8/24, Robin and I returned to the gifting area. The game camera videos show me leaving and shows Robin and I returning to the area, only to find all the apples gone. Numerous gifting items were also moved around as well. All right, I made it to the gifting area. All the apples are gone with the exception of the one that's in the tree right there. Game camera's still back there, hopefully still taking pictures. One interesting thing, and hopefully it caught it on game cam, is that the little Mario Kart thing was sitting up here, and now it's down here with a ring of marbles around it. So that's kind of different. I have no idea how to explain what we found, but there were a lot of changes at the gifting area. The toy car was placed in a circle. The gnome was moved and the kazoo placed on the mirror. The sticks were also rearranged. The really odd part is that the game camera did not trigger at all while any of this was happening. The game camera appears to be triggering normally, but for some reason it didn't go off while the pile of apples were being taken or any of the stuff was being moved around. The game camera functioned normally before and after the items were taken and moved. The game camera also functioned normally while Robin and I were there inspecting the gifting area. I've always heard that Bigfoot can cause game cameras to malfunction and not work. Maybe now we have proof of it. As this incredible journey comes to an end, we reflect on the amazing trail cam videos, the track discoveries, the breathtaking wildlife, and the great outdoors. Every moment has reminded us of the spirit of adventure and the thrill of seeking the unknown. The road ahead is calling, full of new horizons and untold mysteries. So we travel onward to the next great adventure